Here's one of those times where we get to say, we told you so. So, um, Galaxy in Turmoil, which was the um, basically going to be a um, Star Wars fan game that was based on the Battlefront 3 assets that never got uh, put into a game. Battlefront 3 was being developed for the Xbox 360, probably PlayStation 3 as well, and never got made, never got released. And apparently, this studio, who I believe is called Frontwire, um, they had been given the go-ahead from Valve to be shared for free on Steam. But they did receive a letter of cease and desist from Lucasfilm on June 22nd of this year, and honestly, how things happened from here are kind of interesting. So apparently, looks like Tony Romanelli, who's the company president for Frontwire Studios, he said that he wanted to, once they got that letter, he wanted to meet with Lucasfilm, and he didn't think that they'd be interested in meeting with them at all. But turns out they went ahead and had a meeting a week later, and Lucasfilm said that they were open to the idea of working out like a Star Wars related license deal with Frontwire, but since they have a contract with EA, they can't. So even though Lucasfilm slash Disney would love to get another Star Wars game out there, their contract with EA locks them out from doing so. They even tried to work it out with EA and like perhaps have EA receive some money from Galaxy in Turmoil, but it was also rejected as an idea. So now, what is the future of this fan game? Well, it's still going to be a game in a universe, space. It's going to have 64-player battles, ground-to-space combat, destructible capital ships, full single-player campaign, but it will have nothing to do with Star Wars now. Which, means that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board for a lot of these things. They did make a lot of sound and art assets on their own. So they own all of those, all the sound effects and everything, stuff that they made from scratch. They can use without any legal ramifications, but kind of told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't, especially when it's, Disney is behind something. It's just a good idea to take your game, even though you want it to be free, and just make something generic or stay away from any licensed properties.
Yeah. Now they're gonna have to go back, create brand new story, lore to that story, whole bunch of things, which will probably get the game set back like quite a while.
Yeah, it's going to take some time, and aside from that, it's they it is really nice and somewhat shocking that Lucasfilm would meet with them, even though they basically went into that meeting knowing, hey, we can't do anything to help you out. We're in a contract that keeps us from doing any other games without EA's consent. So it's interesting that they even took the time to meet with Frontwire.
I think it may have been just like, we're not doing this out of aggression. We're doing this to protect you guys. It's like, we think the idea for a game like that would be cool, but we're not able to do that for you. So if you continue with this, things are going to get bad for you. So I think they were kind of doing it just like, no hard feelings. We're not angry at you, but at the same time, you're not allowed to do this.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's this is just how business works, unfortunately. Um, Even though they weren't going to make any money off of it, just sharing it for free, we we told you this was going to happen, and it did.